Hello guys, and welcome to our video today. This is Talk Football with Tyrone. In our video today, we are going to do a tactical preview between Manchester United and Manchester City for the FA Cup final that is scheduled to be played tomorrow at Wembley Stadium. Manchester City are on course to win the treble and equal Sir Alex Ferguson Manchester United team. Manchester United have the chance to stop Manchester City from winning the treble tomorrow. We are going to analyze how Manchester City will set up and how they will try to win this match against Manchester United, and we are going to look at ways on how Manchester United can try to win this game. But before we continue, I'd like you to like, share and subscribe to this channel. As usual, we expect Manchester City to dominate possession, and they will do this with their fast gameplay, which is building from the back. Manchester City like to draw opponents to press them high up the pitch, but Manchester United, knowing this, will try to sit back and contain Manchester City. But this will allow Manchester City to escape the first line of pressure, with John Stones dropping from the centre-back position and playing in midfield. This will force Walker and Akanji to tuck in and play alongside Ruben Dias. Now, this WM structure that Manchester City built with, as I discussed in the WM formation video, enables Manchester City to always have numerical superiority during build-up. In this case, Manchester United wingers will be forced to play close to cover Stones and Rodri. But here is where Guardiola uses one of his deadliest weapons, and that is instructing De Bruyne to step out from the high half-space position he occupies to receive the ball as an unorthodox right back. Will create a state of uncertainty for the Manchester United midfielder, because if he comes out to cover De Bruyne, then the pass in field to Haaland or John Stones is open. So Stones can receive this ball. With his excellent ball playing abilities, he can link up with the dropping in Haaland and make a perfect pass for Gundogan, who likes to make runs beyond the striker and arrive late in the box. And this is one of the tactics we saw Guardiola imposing on Real Madrid during their 4-0 victory at the Etihad. Now, let's look at the half-space strategy. We all know that Manchester City likes to overload the opposition backline, especially when they play with the 4-man defense. Manchester City will generally have a numerical superiority during build-up because of their 3-2 structure. And if a Manchester United forward is drawn to press a centre-back, Stones and Rodri can receive the ball directly in midfield. When a Manchester United midfielder may try to commit to Kevin De Bruyne will use his excellent ball-playing skills to receive the ball in the turn, try to dribble, and try to link up with Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva is a deadly winger who is good in dribbling and can cause mayhem to any opposition fullback. This position held by Bernardo Silva will make Luke Shaw to come out to try to cover him, and this may enable Kevin De Bruyne to make a run in the half space where he can attempt his usual half space crosses. And this is one of Guardiola's deadliest schemes when creating numerical overloads against an opposition fullback. This is because Guardiola likes to stretch the pitch so wide by positioning his wingers wide, and this may create a goal scoring opportunity for De Bruyne or Erling. Now, Manchester United may decide to sit in a mid-block within their defensive third and limit Manchester City's central progression by positioning Bruno and Martial to play ahead of Stones and Rodri to limit them receiving the ball. This will ensure Manchester United has 6 players in midfield, limiting central progression. But again, as we said, Manchester City has one of the best midfield and one of the best teams in Europe. So Manchester City will try to go wide directly to their wingers. And this may play into an advantage for Manchester United, because if Manchester City commit the entire team to create wide overload, this may also create a problem for Manchester United, because if a centre back moves to cover Gundogan, the pass to Haaland is free and Haaland can hold off any defender to score a goal. Now, Manchester United can try to adapt to this kind of situation by dropping their midfielders to cover the runs of Gundogan and De Bruyne in the half spaces. So when Grealish receives the ball in this wide area, he will try to draw Aaron Wan-Bissaka out, and this may prompt Gundogan to try to make the half space run. But Casemiro may be tasked to track Gundogan's run, but this, if Fred fails to shuttle across to cover this, it may pose danger. But if Manchester United are able to position their wingers in high positions, they can be able to intercept the pass from Grealish as he tries to play the ball back to Akanji, and this may give Manchester United a good counter-attacking situation. Now, let's look at the counter strategy that Guardiola employs. Now, in the game against Real Madrid tried to drop Valverde to track Gundogan to have a 5-man backline to match Manchester City. But Manchester City have a deadlier weapon. So, Erik Ten Hag might attempt to position Rashford higher to prevent Kyle Walker from overlapping the way he overlapped during that game to create wide overloads against Real Madrid. But this may have a problem for Manchester United. Why? Because the Stones now can push from his deep midfield position to try to create 3v2 overloads against Luke Shaw and Fred, who are tracking De Bruyne and Bernardo Silva. This may now prompt Bruno Fernandes to drop from his attacking midfield position to cover John Stones. This may be problematic because Walker now will be forced to push up, and this will give Manchester City a 4v3 overload in case Rashford is tasked to drop to cover Kyle Walker. The problem this creates is that Manchester United have a less player up front, and therefore even if they win the ball, they are unable to counter from their midfield position. This can also play into Manchester United's advantage. If they are quick with their intricate passing, when they receive the ball, they can be able to play 1-2s between their midfielders and their centre backs. How? A centre back can receive the ball directly because Manchester City, once they lose the ball, they like to counter press to win the ball high up the pitch. This might help Manchester United to position both Martial and Anthony wide to cover these spaces that have been left by Kyle Walker pushing forward, and this might give them a 2v2 advantage to go against Manchester City's wide spaces left behind. As usual, Manchester City will press high in their narrow 4-4 formation to limit Manchester United ball progression with the ball. So Manchester United need to adapt to this situation by dropping Casemiro in between the centre backs and having a 3v2 advantage during build-up. This will give Manchester City a problem because the two forwards, De Bruyne and Haaland, will now be tasked to sit and cut central passing lanes. Manchester United should avoid playing down the left-hand flank because of the stamina of Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva can cover both the fullback and a midfielder because he's an excellent presser of the ball. Rather, Manchester United should be dropping Martial from his forward position to link up with the likes of Bruno Fernandes to be able to evade the pressure like Real Madrid and progress with the ball upfield. These are some of the tactical chess matches that we expect Manchester City and Manchester United to portray in the FA Cup final, but it all boils down to the players. Pep Guardiola always has a trick under his sleeve. Will Ten Hag be able to outclass his former boss Pep Guardiola? If you've stayed with us till the end of this video, would like to thank you for watching.